Hello there. My name is Darren, and I am the Cobra Disney Jedi. And welcome to the Inner Tube, where we get to know the people behind their YouTube creations. And joining me this week is our guest, Darth Arlena. Darth Arlena, welcome to the chat. How are you doing?
Well, thank you. I am doing well. Hello there.
No, I'm doing good. So we had to make a quick little adjustment. You kind of want to explain to the audience what's going on
Yeah, Daryl is
with.
having some stuff going on, so I don't want to discuss the vac tube without my vac tube partner. So we're just going to be talking about my channel.
And we're hoping that he gets well. So hope it's nothing serious. Daryl, we're thinking about you.
Yep.
Hope you get better. So, but anyway, we'll talk about your channel, Darth Arlena. So the question I always want to ask first is, what was it that inspired you to do a YouTube channel?
Well, I've been a part of the vac tube for, oh my gosh, almost a year at this point. And I really wanted to kind of branch out and do my own thing as well, separate from the vac tube. And the first time I went on EBN, Coach and Nick were like, "Yeah, you have a great voice for doing this." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So at that point, I kind of started thinking about it. And then when I started doing the vac tube, I started thinking about it more. And then I finally decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go for it. And I just created my own channel.
There you go. The best way to do it is just jump in there and you get and go from there. So
Yeah, and a lot of the
absolutely.
inspiration did come from Coach and Nick. A big props to EBN because they were a whole lot of inspiration, and of course X Wing and everyone that you see me in the chat or me on the channel a lot. Those guys, love them all, love them all.
Absolutely. So before we get any further, we'll welcome some people in the chat. Lay Rose, how are you doing today? Good to have you. Uh, One of your partners for one of your shows, Arwen, is in the chat. Arwen, welcome.
Hi. Yes.
Okay, so you have to let's see. Oh, okay. That's a, I think I'm having some internet issues on my end of the stream, so there it
Okay.
might be it might be buffering a little bit. So
Yeah, I thought
we'll
it
just
might
have
have been
to
mine, but yeah,
deal with what we got.
it's all good. It's all good.
Dang it. Okay. What was it? How did you decide on your YouTube name?
Well, my real life name is Arlena. So that was, and
How
it's
was it?
not,
How did you decide your YouTube name?
yeah. Well, Arlena is my real name. So it's a unique name. So I decided, there's not a lot of Arlenas out there. So I love the dark side of the Force. Uh, I've always been attracted to Darth Vader. He's always been one of my favorites. Uh, so I was like, ooh, I want to be a Sith Lord too. So I just put Darth in front of my name and became Darth Arlena.
All right, very good. Okay, like I said, this is the internet just decided to. It was fine all day for me, and now it's just decided to really screw it up. So,
Oh,
thanks,
that's
internet.
okay.
So, okay, so once again, so then, who are some of your favorite YouTubers out there?
Oh, pretty much everyone in our community. EBN, of course. X Wing, Obsession, of course, the Vac Tube. I'm part of that. So it has to be one of my favorites. Loki, I
Oh,
love
good. Well,
Loki. That
yeah, you
Steven
got.
Seagal. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay, let's try.
All those guys are great. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying something different now here. So okay,
Hmm.
so then you talk some of your about we all are in different parts of the country where we broadcast our YouTube channels. I'm from Oregon. Care to tell us where you're from?
I'm in Virginia, right close to the North Carolina line. So I love Carolina. I was actually seriously thinking about moving there, but ended up not moving there. So I'm still in Virginia. Had the election gone a different way, I would have moved to North Carolina, but it went a good way. So I'm staying here in Virginia.
All right, yeah. Well, you're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. So
Yeah.
like I said, we're from all over, and I think your partner Daryl he's from Texas, isn't he?
Yep. He's in Texas. He's down in Texas. Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna I'll get like I said, we're gonna have the vac tube, you and Daryl on as my guest this week, but due to the unfortunate circumstances, we're postponing it so we can have both of you on, so I can
Hmm.
ask how you guys met. But like I said, we'll get to that on when Daryl gets on.
Hmm.
So then it's it's not easy to do our YouTube channels because we have to work full time. So how do you balance uh, your schedule in order to make your YouTube channels?
Well, I work Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So it's pretty easy for me. I always like to give myself at least 1 hour before I have to do anything. So I always schedule uh, my stuff is going to be either at 6 p.m. or later, but not too terribly late. So right now it's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And it'll expand from there, but it'll always be after 6 p.m.
Okay,
And
yeah, okay,
yeah, my kids are all grown, so no kids. I just have my cat Kenobi.
good name. We have a
Yeah.
cat named Leia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, he's Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I just call him Kenobi.
All right, yeah, okay. Oh, good. Let's see. Leia's got a question for you. What do you think of the new Batman movie? Did you see
I
it?
I've not seen it. I actually have no desire to see it. So when it comes to HBO or Netflix or wherever it goes next, that's when I'll watch it. Yeah, I have no desire to see it. I've never been a real Batman fan, the or DC in general. I love Marvel. I don't like Marvel movies recently, but uh, the only Batman that I really really liked was the Christopher Nolan ones with Christian Bale. I love
Okay.
those Batman movies. Those
Okay.
were fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Leia's in agreement with you on that. Okay. So yeah, and I'd never seen the Spider-Man movie yet, but until today I went and saw it earlier um with my wife, and so we went to do that. And I'm in the same boat with you with prepping for doing YouTube. My kids are grown up; they got their own lives, and a
Mhm,
couple they still most all but one lives at home, but they pay rent, which they should. Uh,
mhm.
so then, my next question that's like, how did you become a fan of Star Wars?
Well, let's take the clock back a little bit, because I am an OT person.
Yep.
Uh, OT all the way. Nothing will ever be better than Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yes, my
There
favorite.
will never be a better film than that. Now, I was in utero in 1977. Uh, Trying not to give away my age, but I kind of will. So I didn't see Star Wars, as it was called back then, A New Hope now, in theaters, obviously. Um, but I was very young when Empire came out, so I don't remember it, but I remember Return of the Jedi. And I was fascinated because I was a little kid and I loved the Ewoks. I thought they were the greatest thing ever, even though now I don't think that. But as a little kid, you see these little teddy bear like things and you fall in love with them. And from that moment on, I just became obsessed and enthralled with everything Star Wars. I remember getting Jawas for Christmas with the glowy eyes and getting all kinds of little toys and stuff that I wish I still had because they'd be worth a bunch now. But I remember getting all that stuff and just loving it so much. And Star Wars has always, a lot of people say this stuff, but it's so true because it's been, for me in my life, it's been something that I've connected to. It was the first place where I saw a strong lead woman character in Leia. And I wanted to be Princess Leia because she was a woman and she was vulnerable and feminine, but she was rough and tough at the same time. And it was just great to see that. And Carrie Fisher, phenomenal, broke my heart when she passed away. I just loved Carrie Fisher, especially as Princess Leia, and I connected with that. And having a different name, growing up, I got picked on a lot in school because I wasn't Mary, I wasn't Lisa, I wasn't Anne, I wasn't any of these common names that all the girls had. I was Arlena, and I got picked on a lot. Not just because of my name, but because I was super, super skinny. I was often called a white Ethiopian because
Oh
I was so
man.
skinny.
Oh man, those
Yeah,
jokes.
it
I
was
remember
terrible.
those jokes growing up. Yep.
But and having that connection with Star Wars, that is what helped me get through a lot of the bullying and a lot of the picking. And because I always knew that I had friends in the Star Wars universe, as in I could go home and watch the movie and feel like I knew these people. I knew their characters, I knew them, and they in turn knew me. Now I have a vast imagination, so playing with the toys and stuff, I came up with all kinds of crazy stuff. But um, it was just that connection that helped me get through life. And when the prequels came out, I actually liked the prequels when they came out, but
Oh, I did too.
by that time I also had children of my own, and they were the perfect age to watch it and love it like I did when I was young. Um, they were fans of Jar Jar because they were little kids. I was never a huge fan of Jar Jar, but I understood because I liked Ewoks when I was little. So I understood that. But yeah, I liked the prequels. Uh, I loved. Let me tell you about. I loved the prequels, not as much as the original, because the original will always have that special place in your heart. But I saw in Padme where Leia got her strength from, even though she never knew Padme. That's where her strength came from, and there was that instant connection for me again. Even though when I got into high school, there wasn't any more bullying or picking on or any of that stuff. All of that had subsided and gone to the wayside by that time. But I always knew that I could go back to that. And, when all these people come out nowadays talking about all the stuff that they're talking about with the sequel trilogy and stuff, I had no connection with the sequel trilogy. It didn't connect with me. I didn't feel like I knew any of them. The magic wasn't there
Yeah.
for me. The magic, the connection, it just never happened for me. My kids, it didn't happen with them either. They didn't care for them either. So, I knew it wasn't just me when we went to the theaters and saw them. Uh, it,
Right.
that it wasn't just me that was like, okay, is this because I'm an original trilogy fan that I didn't like this? But when my kids didn't like it either, I'm like, okay, it's not just me. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was that connection to the Princess Leia character that helped me in so many ways, and even to Luke, the connection of being an outcast, of being someone who nobody thought would amount to anything. Um, that connection with Luke was there, and then seeing the prequels and seeing Anakin's journey to becoming Darth Vader, with the prequels, that's what I connected with, and I think that's the moment when I turned from the light side to the dark side, so to speak. Because prior to that, I always loved the Jedi and the light side and everything with the OT. But when the prequels came out, I felt that same connection with Anakin. And being older and having those emotions and going through struggles, just life struggles, and understanding the decisions that he made as Anakin to become Darth Vader. And then the Clone Wars came in and just added to all that. And, that's kind of when I uh, became a Sith Lord, so to speak.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You turned.
I did.
You did. Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and I'll go ahead and date myself too. It's like I think when Star Wars came out, it was like toward the spring, end of school year. I was like the second grade. All my friends had seen it. The whole summer passed by. I never saw the Star Wars movie until like the fall of my third grade.
Hmm.
And like all my friends have seen it 5, 6 times, and it's like, and then my dad finally took me, and then he didn't want me to take me again. It's like, oh come on, Dad, I want to. My kids, my friends are doing it, but it's all good. It was. I still got to see it in the theaters. I was
Hmm.
so that kind of dates me, but so we talked about a little bit earlier, because you with your own channel, you talk about other topics, don't you? What other topics are those?
Yeah. Besides Star Wars, well, we started out as just Star Wars because Arwen is my co host on what we've dubbed Sugar and Spice, which is the show that's on my channel right now. And we started out with Boba Babes, and we wanted a respite in between what we were talking about as far as Star Wars. We're going to be moving on to the Clone Wars. So that is our next topic of discussion on Wednesdays, will be Clone Wars. But the other stuff that I'm going to be moving into on different days is going to be sci fi in general. And then probably twice a month, I'm going to talk about history. And I'll have a special guest on with me whenever I talk about it. Someone that knows history, like myself. My degree, my college degree is in history because I was going to be a history teacher, but that never came to fruition. I'm kind of glad that it didn't anyway. But um, so those are the three main things that will be my channel will be about. So Star Wars, sci-fi, and history.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to check them out. And then I have to admit, with my work schedule, it's kind of hard to catch your live streams, because
Yeah,
just the scheduling conflicts, and for me, it's just sometimes it's like, you run out of hours in the day, and so you can't
yeah,
really watch every single um, video that's posted by all the people that you subscribe to. But that's
Mhm.
I can't wait to check that out. So, um, outside of YouTube, when you're not working, when you're not, do you have any particular hobbies you like to do or any talents you have?
Well, I have been putting it off for quite a few years now, but I like to write, and I am trying to get back into it. I've done research, deep research, for a book that I'm trying. Well, I say a book, but it's going to be like a huge. It's going to be like an epic. It's going to be a lot of books, just because of the way that I can do it. So that's how I'm going to do it. Um, Basically, it's um, major events in history that are highly influenced by an immortal. And I don't want to get too into the details of it because I don't want anybody to take my idea.
Yeah,
But I'm going to be starting with William the Conqueror, and I have done a deep dive into the prehistory of England just prior to William the Conqueror, and into William the Conqueror, uh, to be able to write this book. And I think I have everything that I need. I just got to sit down and start writing.
yeah. Like, and it's just the same thing as about whether or not you're debating on setting up your own channel. Sometimes you just have to, it's like, as the saying go, if you want to learn to swim, just jump in the water.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
hopefully you can do that. So, I'm noticing on your page that you're currently at 76 subscribers. So once again, go subscribe to Darth Arlena. I did post her link into the chat. But what kind of other ambitions do you have in hoping to see your channel grow?
Um, I in all actuality, my goal right now is just hit 100.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I I
Yeah,
don't really have that many aspirations and goals for it because I do it to have fun.
that's right.
And as long as I'm having fun, that's all I care about. If I get 99 subscribers and I stay there forever, it is what it is. As long as I'm having fun, and I do have fun whenever I live stream. Whether it's with Daryl on the VacTube, whether it's on my channel with Arwen and whoever else I'm going to end up having on there, um, I I want to have fun. And if I ever stop having fun doing this, then I won't do it anymore. Because to me, that's what this YouTube thing should be about, having fun,
That's
discussing
right.
stuff that you're passionate about. And if you
Absolutely.
can't do that, then what's the point of doing it?
Hmm.
You know? So fun. I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to enjoy the topic that we're discussing and let things flow from there.
That's right. Well, if it makes you feel any better, you still have more subscribers than me. So I'll be happy when I hit 50. So
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get
oh, I
there.
know it's well, I mean, it's like on with Obsession's channel the other day when it took him a long time to finally reach that 500 subscriber milestone, and the effort and the
Yeah,
work that guy puts in is just amazing. And
it
you
is.
know and it's like, I like to put that kind of work in, but sometimes, like I said, with my full-time job, it's hard to do that. And
Mhm.
I'm still trying to work out the kinks on how to make a reaction video, because that's what I'd like to do when the Kenobi series comes out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so hoping that's going to be good. Oh, it
Oh
better be
yeah.
good. I've said it before and I will say it again and I'll say it again and again and again. If Kenobi ends up being crap like Boba was, I'm done. I will never watch another Disney Star Wars anything,
Right. I hear
because
you.
Kenobi is that important to me. You know,
I think.
I'm sorry, it's like when you were growing up as a kid, um, all of us that were Star Wars fans, and I'm saying this generalized, not because all of us certainly probably didn't. We all had that Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, but we never played with it. But we had it because Obi-Wan Kenobi was such an intricate part of the story
Yep.
that he had to be there. And if you didn't have him, then your set wasn't complete. And then when you get into the prequels, we learn so much more. And then the Clone Wars, we learn so much more about Obi-Wan, and he just becomes such a beloved character. If they ruin Obi-Wan like they ruined Luke for me, then there's no coming back from that. There's no, in my opinion, for me, there's no coming back from that. And they will never be able to overcome that horridness that they did. So I'm really hoping that Kenobi will be mind blowing.
I'm with you on that. So yeah, they better get this right. And so because yeah, he means a lot to a lot of people, even though people prefer Luke or Han or Leia for that matter.
Hmm.
Um, you know, he's basically been in all of the prequels and the original trilogy. So
Yeah. Hmm.
and yeah, I hope they do. Um, I want it to do well, and I'm hoping it does well. And
Yeah.
so, fingers crossed there. So, and so then lastly, I wanted to ask is, are there any YouTubers that you have met in real life, or is there any that you'd like to meet? Have you and Daryl met face to face yet?
We actually have not. We've been partners for almost a year and we have not met yet. But that will change come October. I'm going down to Texas for Valhalla Valhalla Fest during Retro Palooza. I'll be going down there and we're going to meet then. But uh, I'll be meeting a whole lot of YouTubers the end of April because I will be at the EBM meetup.
Oh, nice. Okay, I wish I could go, but
Yeah.
we're my wife and I are trying to make a make tentative plans to take a trip to Disneyland. We haven't been there since it's opened back up, so that's the
Ooh, okay.
plan. And I'm wanting to do a vlog when I go there for my channel.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be nice.
So
Yeah, I've
then,
been to Disneyland once. Well, I'm sorry, I'm lying. Three times I went when I was stationed in California. I went three times. And one time that I went was right after California Adventure opened, if that gives you an idea of how long ago it was.
okay, yeah, okay, yeah, California Adventure started off a little bit sluggish, but then they rethemed it, and it got better. It's a lot better now, and like I
Cool.
said, when we last went, that was back in 2016. I wanted to say that we want that that's when Galaxy's Edge was starting to be built,
Hmm.
and so I'd like to go there for Galaxy's Edge myself because I want to just be there by the Millennium Falcon. That's all.
Yeah, that's what most people
Yeah.
want.
So, but so then, have you been to Walt Disney World?
I have
Because
never
okay,
been to Disney
yeah, me
World,
neither.
and what the way things are down there was with Disney now, I'll never go to Disney World because it's just out of my price range for one thing.
Yeah.
I just can't afford it. And okay, you can go to Disney World or you can go on a cruise or you can go on a trip to the Outer Banks. Well, the Outer Banks is 45 minutes from me and it's beautiful. If anyone has never been to the Outer Banks, well worth going. It's freaking awesome. It's a great place to vacation. Um,
Okay.
and a cruise, I mean, you can go on a cruise and everything is, most of the cruises are all inclusive and they take off from right here in right down the street from me, 30 minutes down the road. So I could do that, or I could drive 12 hours to Disneyland or Disney World, or take a plane trip to Disney World. Okay, I don't want to do either one. It's way too expensive. So I will probably never go to Disney World.
All right. Okay. Hey, I don't know if we'll ever be able to myself personally, but like I said, with living on the West Coast, it kind of makes it a little easier to get there, get to Disneyland easier than the Florida. So,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, plus buying plane tickets for all that is yeah. I
Oh yeah.
I I can pass on Walt Disney World, although I mean I wouldn't mind catching it once in my lifetime, but we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd say this: if they would change the theme of Galaxy's Edge from the sequel trilogy to the OT or prequels or even Mando, I would probably go. But as
Right.
long as it's the sequel trilogy, I'm it just doesn't interest me. It provides no interest for me at all.
Yeah. I can see why. And like I said, I mean, for me, I might be more interested in going on Smuggler's Run than Rise of the Resistance, even though that's the more popular attraction.
Hmm.
But because it's the Millennium Falcon, that's the reason why.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but anyway, so yeah, hopefully, like I said, when we get if we do get to go, that's then I'll probably have some videos put up on my channel down the road, and we'll see. We'll hopefully go for them. So that's gonna do it for our show. I mean, I want to thank you for being on my show, and with the adjustment that we had to make, we'll definitely get you and Daryl together so we
Hmm.
can both talk about your other channel, the VacTube. That's
Yes.
definitely gonna. Yeah, I do have a guest lined up next week, so we can make arrangements in the couple weeks or so or after that. So let's try let's shoot for that, and we'll do that.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so is there anything that you like to do with your when on your channel, that you do any parting shots or any sayings that you when you end your channel?
Yeah, I do. I always say I started from, I think, the second episode is when I started. I always like to say, remember, there are still kind people in this world, and if you can't find one, then be one.
Well, that's good. Oh, and looks like we got someone that just showed up. Hey, Darth
Maximus,
Maximus, how are you doing? Welcome,
what's
man.
up? Maximus.
All right. Well, once again, I want to say thank you for taking the time to do this, and I will once again we will chat in the weeks to come. So
Yes,
thank
thank
you
you for
very
having
much.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, thank you, Darth Arlena. Go check her channel out. I posted her link in the chat. Now, this is the Cobra Disney Jedi. I just want to say that when life gets you down, always get back up, flip the script, and go seek adventure.